it's getting really, really tough to make money online and to compete, let alone win, let alone survive and actually, figure out how to make money in this online space. And you probably feel this right now. You probably feel that it's hard and it's tough and nothing seems to work. And there is a reason for all of this. There is a reason why so many online businesses are struggling. And no, the reason is not locked behind a paywall course that I'm going to try and sell you. I'm not going to do that. But there's something happening. There's something weird going on. And I've been sort of sat on the sidelines, making money online and watching one by one as my competitors fall off and die. And it's a really interesting thing to observe because, we're seeing this happen at all sorts of levels in all sorts of online industries, whether it is SMMA, affiliate marketing, drop shipping, Amazon FBA, automation AI agencies, like all of these spaces are getting tough and competitive. And I'm going to give you the solution shortly here. And I'm going to tell you how to make it easy for yourself and how to win. And not just how to survive and just scrape by, which is what most people are doing right now, but actually how to destroy everyone. Let me give you some context. Let me tell you a story. Oh, I'll just kick the camera. When I started my business, Imperium Acquisition, the objective we had was to help marketing agencies, coaches and consultants, so online service providers with client acquisition. And when we started, I think there were probably, we probably had 15 or 20 competitors, guys who were way further ahead than us, making millions of dollars solving the same problem. And now I can confidently say that there might be one, and it's only been 4 years. And so over the course of these 4 years, I've watched and observed all of my competition perish and wither away. And I don't mean die, because a lot of them are still running companies, but they just haven't grown. They've been stagnant. They've been stuck at the same level. And their YouTube views drastically fall off. Their client results fall off. Their reputation falls off. And this is the problem. Another thing I've observed is when internet marketing was in its sort of, renaissance stage, when we in 2016, 2015, you had people like Tai Lopez. What Tai would do is he would flash a Lamborghini and send an email and make like 200 grand. But nowadays it's kind of the standard. So you probably see a lot of these make money online YouTube videos, and everyone has a Lamborghini Huracan, everyone has a penthouse, everyone has a model girlfriend, although actually quite a lot of these dudes do not, but everyone has the Rolex day date. And it's no longer, it's getting really hard to make money because all these frivolous, expedient displays of wealth are no longer impressive to people. If anything, it's the opposite. If you start trying to flash, cars and watches, people just think you're a scammer. And so, it's getting increasingly more difficult to make money online, not only from a guru perspective, but also from the perspective of, of the actual day-to-day entrepreneur like yourself, like an SMMA or an affiliate thing or something. And this is because of something called market maturity, okay? So market maturity is basically when an industry or a market matures insofar as the fact that it grows up. And, markets, they draw and they move and they bias and they gravitate towards value. And what happens over time, over the course of a decade, couple of decades, is the companies and the entrepreneurs that are actually good and actually are valuable and can properly solve a problem, they are the ones left standing. And the people that had to rely on the shiny objects, the fast and fruity marketing that you're all familiar with, and the people who hide behind cars and stuff, these guys, they get wiped out. Because what happens is over time the market gets wise and they start to buy from the person who has the best results. And it's a very simple sales argument. In the short term, the person who's flashing the lifestyle and the person who's doing all the talking and doing all of these podcast appearances, they win in the short term. They make way more money. They build up all this hype. They build up all this, excitement. But in the long term, those people get steamrolled by people that just focus on value. And so my strategy in business, and it's been interesting to now watch this unfold because I've nearly been in business for 5 years, right? And it's really fascinating to watch because my YouTube channel, touch wood, is on a good trajectory right now. It's growing, we're getting views, I'm making a lot of money from the YouTube channel. But when I look at other people who were making YouTube videos at the same time that I started, they had their spike, but now they've fallen off. They get like, very few views a video. And I can't help but think this is because our strategies differed on this value versus shiny object conundrum, this scale. All I focused on for the last 4 or 5 years is producing content that is free and paid, so free for the YouTube and paid for my clients, that is incredible. That's been my entire job for the last 5 years, is just make really, really, really good videos. And because of that, I'm now starting to experience some YouTube growth and, views on YouTube, because I now have the trust of people. I've been consistently adding value for this time. And likewise, from a business perspective, we're set to do like $18-20 million this year. Last year we did nearly 10, right? So we're at 8 figures. And I know lots of guys that started at the same time as me, and they're struggling to break like 100, 200K a month now, even though they had higher levels before. And the only reason that we are accelerating and they are decelerating is because we focused on value and they focused on being popular. Or they fooled themselves into thinking they could do both. And it becomes incredibly tempting from an egotistical perspective to, try and make money and try and produce content in a way that also ties into this popularity thing. You see a high ticket BizOp guru or YouTuber guru who makes videos about how to get clients and how to build businesses. But then like the next minute he's making like a lifestyle vlog in Monaco. And it's like, there's this weird ego sort of seeping into the channel that doesn't add any value. It doesn't help anyone. All it does is misset the expectations of people. And you can build a solid audience, by flexing. But the long term, like the real measure of success over like a couple of decades, the cream rises to the top, and the people that win and don't get wiped out are the ones left standing are the ones that actually added value. This is why everything is getting really difficult. So, right now in my industry and lots of industries, ad costs are rising. They're rising, getting higher. Sales conversion rates are decreasing. Funnel conversion rates are decreasing. Like there's this big trend in the market. Everything's getting harder. People have been scammed enough by people now to do more diligence and take longer to make decisions. And, if you're thinking about starting a business and you're thinking about getting into the online space and the make money online space, you need to be prepared to face a far greater battle than you would have done if you started 5 years ago. Because 5 years ago, when I started a marketing agency, I could send 100 emails and sign 3 clients. I could literally just send 3 lines of cold email to 100 people, book 15 sales calls, and literally probably close 5 of those guys. It was really easy. But now, because, so many tens of thousands of people have done the same thing and ripped off the people and haven't got results, it's really bloody hard now. And it's only going to get harder. Like this market maturity thing is not going to go away. And this is why my message to you today is, if you want to win and survive and thrive, stop focusing on short-term popularity and stop focusing on trying to seem successful and stop focusing on trying to, project an image, and just focus on building insane products. Because it is the only line of defense you have against the march of entropy that is market maturity. And so, if you want to start a business, let's say you want to start an agency, or you want to start a dropshipping store, or you want to start an affiliate thing, or you want to start an SEO thing, just get really, really, really good at your thing, because it is the only way you're going to survive. Like a primary example is e-commerce itself. So, when Amazon was founded in the early 2000s, Amazon didn't focus on marketing. It didn't focus on being popular. It didn't focus on, making all these great press releases. Amazon just focused on making the best e-commerce platform available. They were just so focused on making the customer experience and the customer journey incredible. And there were loads of other competitors to Amazon, like eBay, and there were loads of other e-com people cropping up, and they were doing all these rounds of funding and making a big noise and shouting from the rooftops about how great they were. But Jeff Bezos, he just locked himself in an office and just built something incredible. And then that's how Amazon monopolized. And the way that markets mature is they do mature towards monopoly. And what ends up happening after, a market has been sort of born after a couple of decades is you find that 1 or 2 or 3 people get all of the customers and all of the clients. And it becomes incredibly centralized to a specific type of business. And all that happens is you've got to imagine that your product is like a magnet, And the quality of the product determines the strength of the magnet. And all you have to imagine is that there's a big circle of you and all of your competitors, and you're all holding your magnet, and you're pointing the magnet at the middle. And in the middle is just loads of scrap metal. And all the person in that circle that has the strongest magnet is going to attract the most metal. And like, you know, it's gonna fly around, but at the end of the day, it's like the person who has the biggest magnet is going to get all the metal, because it's just going to completely overwhelm all the other magnets. And that's been my strategy for business success, and it is yet to fail me. I could be wrong. I hope I'm not, but you know, when you do this, you have to deal with people, you know, overtaking you in the short term. But if you want to know if you're going to beat someone or not in the long term, you do not have to look much further than the quality of their product. You really don't. And the level of competence they actually have. Because confidence and clout it's like a facade. It doesn't last long. Look at any like flash in the pan YouTuber or guru, like they've all fallen off. All of these guys that relied on the popular lifestyle thing that, you know, started 10 years ago have all fallen off. The only ones that have kept going are the ones that focused on adding value and didn't flex anything and just focused on like making good content and keeping people happy. So yeah, that's about it.